skills and give you lots of opportunities to practice. Have fun!
Military Englishmen recently coming back from India were at the castle of the Duke of Beaufort and wanted to play pom game. They came up with the idea of using a corkscrew with feathers on it, seeing as they did not have the proper equipment. They truly enjoyed the game and decided to spread the word and give it a name. They called it Badminton in honor of where it was first played, the Badminton Hall. In 1873, 4 years after its invention, the rules were written. Badminton is the fastest racket sport opposing two players, singles, or two pairs, doubles, each having half a court separated by a net. The point of the game is to hit a shuttle, or birdie, with a racket where your opponent cannot reach it before it touches the ground. The birdie must fall within the court delimitations. It is a sport that is always played indoors, as the wind has too much of an influence on the shuttlecock, seeing as it only weighs about 5 grams. Since 1992, badminton is an Olympic sport with 5 disciplines: men's and women's singles, doubles, and mixed doubles. The sport is mainly dominated by Asian countries, especially China, Malaysia, South Korea, and Japan. Only a few players from Denmark and the UK can compete at the level of the Asian players.
Meet the specialists. And this is Philippe Gaumont. He is one of the best badminton players in Quebec. He has competed in a number of national and international tournaments, and he is here today as our guest to show you the proper technique and help you improve on your basic skills in order to reach a high level of play.
As a warm-up activity, here's a quick game that you can play. It's called Shuttle Sock Tag. The goal of the game is to retrieve your opponent's shuttle that is hidden in his sock. Split the class in half so that half of the class has a shuttle in their sock and the other half does not. Be aware of safety while introducing this game. Students should be reminded to keep their eyes up and be aware of their surroundings when reaching for the shuttle. Students should also keep their feet on the ground at all times.
Go. First, we're going to work on the short serve, also called the backhand serve. Usually it is used to start a rally, and you do it from in single, the middle of the court, and if you do it in doubles, you want to be really close to the team around here. Also, there are fewer chances of error on the short serve, and it's harder for the opponent to attack, so they have to lift it, which gives you time to maintain the rally and hit the shot back. So the key elements of the short serve, you want to be started the dominant foot forward, you hold the birdie by the feathers, you hold the racket between your last rib and your belly button, and you want to just flick the wrist and put the birdie onto the other side. Our first activity to help you practice your short serves is called birdie limbo. The goal of this game is to perform a short serve under the string, set up about 1 foot above the net. At first, you can keep the string at the same height throughout multiple tries, and when your students improve, you can start lowering the string.
Gonna do the limbo rock all around the limbo clock. Jack be limbo, Jack be quick. Jack go on the limbo stick all around the limbo clock. Hey, let's do the limbo rock. Limbo lower now. Limbo lower now. How low can you go? First you spread your limbo feet, then you move to limbo beat.
The next activity is called Finders Keepers. The goal of this activity is to perform a short serve into one of the hula hoops set up just behind the service line. Once a birdie lands into a hula hoop, have a student standing on the sideline remove the given hula hoop in order to have the serving student practicing serving in different locations. When your students improve, you can transition to using small cones set upside down as a harder challenge.
open your court and not in a position to attack. So it's especially useful when your opponent is close to the net. You want to shoot the birdie to the deep end of the court and allow yourself to have more time. The key elements for the overhead clear, you have to start in your ready position. Then you're going to step back with your dominant foot in order to turn your body sideways. Next, you're going to lift your elbow above your head and follow through with your whole body. In order to help your students understand the motion needed to perform the overhead clear, you can have your students play wall ball. The goal of this activity is to send the ball to your opponent with an overhand throw. Next, you can have them send the ball to an open space to create movement. Don't be scared to change the size of the ball in order to increase or decrease the difficulty level. The next activity will help your students understand the importance of sending the birdie to the back of the court. This activity is called trick rally. Basically, a rally of overhead clears is performed between partners and tricks are incorporated in between shots. Once you have sent your overhead clear to your partner, you must perform some sort of trick before receiving your partner's overhead clear and hitting it back. Another type of rally that can be done to practice overhead clears is one with multiple shuttles. Start with 2 and work your way up to 3 or 4.
The drop shot is used in the deep end of the court when your player is not in a position of attack and when your opponent is further back. Strategically, this shot is used because it forces your opponent to move close to the net and lift the birdie, allowing a player to attack. It also allows a player to go back to center court to prepare for an attack because their opponents are close. It is to be noted that the preparation phase of this shot is the same as the forehand overhead clear, but the difference appears until when making contact. When properly done, your opponent will believe it is an overhead clear until the last second. For the key elements of the drop shot, it's the same as the overhead clear, but the difference appears in the follow-through. So instead of having a follow-through, there's no follow-through. So you're in a ready position with your racket foot, you step back, so it becomes sideways, elbows up, contact at range point, and to practice drop shots, we will play trenches. The goal of this activity is to send your drop shot on a mats set up close to the net. Mats are chosen as targets as they are longer and larger than hula hoops, therefore increasing the success rate. When you're satisfied with the success rate of your students, you may add a moving target as seen in this video, a person crawling across the mats.
There are 2 different kinds of net shots. You have the net lift and the kill. So the net lift is when the point of contact of the birdie is below the net, and the objective of this is to get it as close to the net as possible. The net kill is when the point of contact of the birdie is hit above the net and it's hit at a higher velocity. Shots can be divided both in forehand and backhand. Now, the goal is really to get it as close as possible to the net so that it forces your opponent to do a lift rather than do a kill.
Net shots, the key elements is you need to launch with your dominant foot forward, thumb facing up, and you slightly tap the birdie so that it goes over the net. For the backhand, you also need to launch with your dominant foot, but then it's your knuckle that face up to the ceiling and you slightly tap the birdie over. So we just saw the net lift. For for the net kill, it's basically the same thing, except your racket is going to be up and you want to flick the wrist so that the birdie goes down. So the same thing on your backhand, same thing on your forehand.
Our final activity is called the bucket challenge. The goal of this activity is to practice your net shots by sending them towards the target, with the bucket being the most challenging. First, incorporate the forehand lift only, then the backhand lift only, and then a mix of both.